take a look at a couple of statistics. How are we doing, America? 50 to 70 million Americans live on the edge of mental and physical collapse due to lack of sleep. Do you ever feel that way? I know I do. 42 million sleeping pill prescriptions are filled for adults and children each year, which many have a lot of side effects and are addictive. 60 million Americans suffer from sleep disorders. Over half of American adults suffer from insomnia at least a couple times a week, and over 50% of Americans experience daytime drowsiness. So it appears that at least half of the American population suffer from poor sleep, which can lead to a number of serious health problems. Today, we're going to discuss some natural ways to improve sleep. First, let's look at why do we need sleep. Sleep is important that it regulates our hormones. Growth hormone is released when we sleep, and it's responsible for allowing children to grow. It helps regulate muscle mass and fat in adults. So when we don't get enough sleep, the functions of growth hormone are disrupted. Another hormone called leptin is secreted during sleep. Leptin is a very important hormone because it influences our appetite. Therefore, a lack of sleep can increase our food cravings and cause weight gain. Sleep also reduces cortisol levels. Cortisol is our stress hormone, and it's elevated in times of stress, whether physical, become very stressed, and make us feel more irritable, anxious, and can result in insomnia. Sleep is also very important for boosting our immune system. We all know that when we get run down, when we're not getting enough our immune system, by increasing our natural killer cells that are responsible for destroying bacteria, viruses, and cancer cells. Sleep also improves our brain function. Studies show that when we're sleep deprived, our brain activity is decreased, causing poor cognitive performance. So if you want your kids to do well in school, you want to make sure that they get into bed early. Sleep also slows the aging process. It has been said that how well a person sleeps determines how long they will live. When our bodies sleep, they're able to repair themselves and recharge our immune system. Old cells are replaced with new cells, and our minds order our thoughts. So a lack of sleep prevents these activities from occurring and results in an accelerated aging process. So let's look at some sleep deficiency results. When we don't sleep enough, it affects our carbohydrate metabolism. A study published in the journal called Lancet showed that even in young, healthy adults, so adults that are not overweight, a sleep deficit of 3 to 4 hours a night over the course of a week resulted in poor carbohydrate metabolism, which led some of the people to a pre-diabetic state. So if we're not getting enough sleep, not only are we suppressing our immune system and throwing our hormones off balance, but we're also putting ourselves at risk for type 2 diabetes. Sleep also reduces our work productivity. The National Commission of Sleep Disorders at the National Institute of Health reports that sleep deprivation costs an estimated of $150 billion every year because of high stress and reduced productivity at work. And I know that I definitely am not as sharp at work when I haven't had a good night's sleep. It also can reduce sex drive. And the reason is, as I mentioned earlier, sleep is important for regulating our cortisol levels. And when cortisol is elevated due to a lack of sleep, this can lead to a decrease in the hormonal precursors to testosterone, thus reducing libido. Sleep also increases chances of a car accident, and the reason why is because Americans tend to get sleepy at the wheel. According to the National Sleep Foundation's annual Sleep in American polls, more than 1/2 of American drivers, so over 100 million people, admit to driving while drowsy, and nearly 2 out of 5, or 32 million people, say that they have actually fallen asleep at the wheel within the past year. So this is very dangerous. Not only are you endangering yourself, but also other people. There's a study by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration team that reported at least 100,000 crashes and 1,500 deaths occur on a yearly basis because of people falling asleep at the wheel. Sleep also slows our reaction time as well as our attention span. It's been shown that people who go 19 hours without sleep score significantly worse than someone who is legally intoxicated. And it increases our disease risk. Again, it weakens our immune system when we get less than optimal sleep. And studies show that there is a positive correlation between sleeplessness and diseases such as hypertension, obesity, depression, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, and autoimmune diseases. And people with these conditions are twice as likely to experience frequent daytime drowsiness. So why is insomnia so common? Probably the most common reason is because of hormonal imbalances. A lot of women struggle with low estrogen levels once they go through menopause or even before, or even estrogen dominance. Also adrenal fatigue. Many Americans are just stressed out, again causing cortisol imbalances. And other hormonal imbalances as well. So if you're not sure if you have a hormonal imbalance, you can go to Dr. Hotze's website, just drhotze.com, and you can there's all kinds of online tests you can take to see if your hormones are in balance. Also, painful physical conditions are a major cause of insomnia, such as arthritis, back pain, headaches. This is a big one, too much caffeine. Americans drink way too much caffeine. I see people, even here at the office, drinking cup after cup of coffee. Also soft drinks, energy drinks. I see people at the gym all the time drinking Red Bull or other energy drinks. Also even some medications contain caffeine. Medications that can cause insomnia also include decongestants, appetite suppressants, asthma medications, blood pressure medications, and even some painkillers. Cigarettes and nicotine can also interrupt or interfere with sleep. Food-related insomnia, that's actually quite common. A lot of Americans will eat a high-sugar food item before they go to bed, such as a bowl of ice cream or a slice of pie. And what that does is it causes a surge of sugar into your bloodstream, which causes your insulin to spike and then results in low blood sugar while you're sleeping. So it can cause you to wake up in the middle of the night and feel hungry, and then you want to go grab another snack. Also, exercise too close to bed can cause insomnia because that increases your cortisol levels, which again can interfere with sleep. Also, a bad mattress and environmental causes can cause insomnia. Environmental causes such as a new baby, barking dogs, trains outside, or bright lights outside. So how much sleep do we really need? It's recommended that adults get around 7 to 9 hours of sleep a day. Infants need about 14 hours a day. A 5-year-old child needs about 12 hours per day. And there's different sleep cycles. It's normal to have about 5 to 6 cycles per night, and the cycles are broken down into 2 parts. The second part you've probably heard of before. It's called REM sleep, which stands for rapid eye movement, and it's responsible for memory consolidation. So that's when our memory is able to organize our thoughts, order our thoughts, and helps convert new memories into long-term memories. Next, we will talk about how to prepare for sleep.